Just as a disclaimer, we want you to know that some of the movies that we will be reviewing were shot in a different time and era where people of race and sex were not treated equally. We understand this and hope you do too. The movies or anything that happened on the sets are not the views of this podcast or what this show is intended to be all about.
Exactly. And we want to give due diligence in presenting the movie and not the views of the cast or directors or anyone involved. But we also feel it's necessary to let the audience know some of the background information to get a feel for what was happening at the time of shooting the film. Again, we hope you understand that we do not agree with everything that went on, and we just want to give out the information. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the show.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Tragedy Cinema podcast. We're back. It's been a long 2 weeks,
Probably
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's like our longest.
I know people missed us. I mean, our smiling voices. No, we weren't frozen in carbonite, and we weren't deserted on a desert island.
Well, you weren't.
With or in jail. Like I was. So, yeah, there's just been a lot of things going on. We bought our house. I was dealing with some kidney issues, some kidney stones, some migraines, and Terrence has been up and around doing different
carbonite
stuff. Yeah. So it's just been a whirlwind of stuff. If it could go wrong, it did go wrong, and just the time wasn't there. So, but before we dive too much into this episode, this is going to be a fun episode where we talk about we're going to do like a Christmas wrap-up show plus the end of the year tragedy awards, which is going to be pretty entertaining. This is more of a freestyle. We have little notes, if any.
Yeah.
Just a list of the movies we've done. So this should be interesting. Terrence doesn't get to slaughter many names this episode. But before we get into this, there is an important thing we would like to discuss and talk about for just a minute. Some of our listeners know that there's a lot of our listeners that are in Australia. It's like our third largest listening group.
Absolutely.
But they are really, really dealing with some terrible fires, some tragedies over there. They've said they've lost over 500,000 animals so far.
Yeah, it's insane.
So I reached out to Natasha Anchor, and I asked her, I said, hey, is there any websites, is there any place we can donate money, or if people sew, can they sew? Because they were looking for kangaroo pouches and gloves and stuff to put on the kangaroos and stuff, right?
Kangaroos,
so she said yes, but there's some that they don't need because it sticks to the skin of the burns. So I'm going to give this stuff out right now and get it out of the way, but make sure you keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So we'll start with the New South Wales firefighters. The website is https://www.rfs.nsw.gov.au/about-us/fundraising. So that was for the New South Wales firefighters. Next is the Victoria firefighters. It's also the https://www.cfa.vic.gov.au/about/supporting-CFA hashtag donate-CFA. So here's one that says, for the koalas and other animals, we've lost over 500 million, not 500,000, 500 billion. Animal lives, and many are still badly injured. To donate would be, and then I guess look up the stuff about the sewing and stuff would be https://wires.donate.emergency-fund FUND. Then there's the Red Cross. I'm not going to read this one because this one's really long, but if you go to Red Cross, I'm sure there's a special link that will send you there. And then there's a food bank for people that have lost their homes. I know there was even one firefighter that lost his own home while he was out fighting the fires for other people.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, that is https://www.foodbank.org.au/support-us/make-a-donation/state equals VIC. So
And then you can also find all of these links on our Facebook page.
right, I did post them on the Facebook page. So if you just go there, scroll down, you can click on that, and it will take you directly to where you need to go. So just let you know, Australia, we're with you. And also, I just found out today, about 4 hours ago, she posted on Facebook that they are getting rains now. So it may actually, they said it may actually stop the fires, but now there's a possibility of flooding.
Oh,
So
no.
you
Yeah.
take one, you got the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
because once everything gets insanely dry, and we've seen glimpses of this, not as severe, obviously, but I mean, still pretty bad in California. And then after those fires roll through, and then the rain comes, you get a lot of landslides.
Right.
Yeah, because everything gets real dry, and then the earth gets real volatile at that point. So,
So we just wanted to do our diligence and say, hey, we love you guys and thanks for listening. And we just hope that the rest of this episode will be a little fun time.
Yeah.
I haven't picked on Terrence in a while, so this is going to be some fun stuff. So Terrence, let me just go. I'm just going to start out because we're going to start with the Christmas wrap up show.
Yeah.
Terrence, did you finish listening to all the Christmas and or watch all the Christmas movies that we had out?
most of them.
In other words, that's a Terrence no. Oh, by the way, my dad wants to know if you've ever watched Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, and I'm sure it's a no. So
Yeah, it's not watched. I still got
Terrence.
to it. I know.
all right, Terrence. Out of the Christmas wrap-up show, which do you think was your overall favorite episode that we did, or movie that we had? So I wanted you to give me the best one we did as a podcast and the best one that is your personal favorite movie that we did.
Yeah. So I'll start with just personal favorite movie that we did. It'll be Christmas Vacation. I absolutely love Christmas Vacation. As far as episode, I really had a lot of fun with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, that was really fun. Thanks, Eric, for coming in. That was.
We had a lot of fun. Found out some really cool facts about John Candy, and I've always been a big fan of John Candy. So the impromptu scene and everything. So that's
well,
why
he did that in Home Alone too.
He did. That's true. But yeah, those would be my two.
For me, I think my favorite overall episode we did was the Christmas Story, when I told the story about killing the snakebird of Tennessee accidentally. But I was told to kill him. So that, and then that was probably my favorite podcast episode. And then probably the my favorite overall episode, because it is the first time that I actually sat down and watched it all the way through, was White Christmas.
Okay.
It's in the top 100 movies. I forgot to write down what number it was, but I really enjoyed it, and I don't know why. I mean, there was a little over the top dancing and stuff, routines, but for the time, it is what it is. So.
I will say shout out to the section in Home Alone where we went over the injuries and like how it would actually
buy a doctor.
Buy a doctor. That's a fun one.
All right, which character do you think gave the best performance? Which actor gave the best performance?
Ooh, that's a little more tough.
I'm gonna have to give it to Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
I think just for being an 8 or 9 year old kid, and he could only work so many hours a day.
For being a child actor, that great. It's just. Obviously, it's an iconic movie, and
but you got to remember, I would also throw in some animators because of the claymation ones from Rudolph, also from Frosty, from The Grinch. Boris Karloff was in The Grinch,
absolutely,
and I think he did fantastic
doing the narration.
Right. So, what was yours?
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
What?
Macaulay Culkin, because I mean, it's always a hit or miss with child acting. To be honest, like you either get an amazing performance, or you can tell, he's still a kid, but he'll improve or she'll improve, right? But with Home Alone, I mean, just great.
Well, that brings me to my next category, would be the best supporting characters, and I don't care what anybody says, it has to go to the Wet Bandits. That was a Daniel Stern, man, the guy with the frizzy hair. He's probably my favorite character out of anybody that we did for the Christmas movies, just because his facial expressions is just Harry.
I'm surprised you didn't say Sinbad.
That's what I was going to say. I thought Sinbad would be a close second for Jingle All the Way. I thought he did a really great great performance in that too.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with John Candy. Or would you consider him a main or supporting for?
I guess he would be a supporting because it was all about Steve Martin trying to get home.
So then I would give it to John Candy.
All right, here you go. Who was or who had the best musical score or music?
Ooh, best music. Best music. That one. I'm not thinking. Do you tell me your best music?
No, I put you on the spot so I could think about it.
Oh man,
I know. The Home Alone song, the "I'll Be Home" or whatever it is.
Because that was
that's a good one. But
thing.
I mean, how can you go against Bing Crosby's "White Christmas"? I mean, he sings "White Christmas" and it is one of the all-time great, most downloaded songs.
I was gonna go with, and this is purely off of like nostalgia. Just so you know where my head's at when I pick this.
What?
Charlie Brown, man.
Oh, the piano music,
just all the songs and that the Christmas special. It's
but if
so
you,
iconic.
Yeah, if you go with that, then you got to throw in "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Absolutely,
because that is an iconic Christmas song too.
But like something about the Charlie Brown one, it brings like a warmth, if that makes sense. Like the Grinch one is catchy and it's fun. Where like the Charlie Brown one, it brings like nice warm memories of like Christmas and just like it's a nice feeling, I guess you should say.
Right. So, is there any other categories you would like to cover? What other categories do you think we should cover? Those are the ones I wrote down. But
absolutely, let's go with. I mean, I always bring up cinematography, so we'll go with best cinematography. Throwing that your way.
Oh, you're going to throw that my way,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm throwing that your way.
Well, let's see. Again, I think I'm going to have to go with White Christmas just because the colors in it towards the end of the movie, the whole Christmas scene, they really just jump out. I guess maybe I watched a remastered version.
Oh, okay.
And they popped for
Absolutely,
me.
Yeah.
But if I can't give it to that, then it's definitely probably going to go to The Grinch.
Okay.
Because I love the colors contrast of the Who's and the Whoville and then the Grinch and Max himself.
I'm going to give mine to Home Alone because there was a lot of unique shots that had to be pulled off especially, during all the shenanigans, the wet bandits go through and everything. There was a lot of really fun, unique shots that were done. So, like, you didn't get a lot of the standard, like, static cameras, where, okay, let's just sit in this one. They went out of their way to go and get these angles to see them getting hit in different ways and stuff like that. And, I think that's really cool. Like, it could have easily not been as impactful had they went with, a basic shot instead of like, okay, let's get in there and let's see this get hurled their way, or let's take it from the ground and see this happen. So I'll give it to Home Alone.
Okay, so what do you think? Here's one. What do you think was the most impactful moment out of all the movies you watched?
Ooh.
For me, I think it's the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when he starts to realize he gets on that train at the end and he starts going away and he starts thinking about his family, and then his mind starts going to Neil, and he doesn't realize why Neil hasn't been home in all those years, 7 years or 8 years or whatever. And you come to find out that his wife had died. He finally breaks down and tells him, and then he starts going through even though they were bad times, it was the only friend he had. You know what I mean? And I think that was a really touching, impactful moment.
I would go with same movie, but like the very end.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, like after, like when he so this is after he picks him up again and he brings him home, and just that like that last shot where he's
smiling
with his family and everything, and then you can see John Candy's character kind of like be in that moment, watching him being with his family and stuff like that, and also feeling happy that like he's now with a friend, which he hasn't had in a long time. You know what I mean? So that was a very touching scene.
All right. So any other thing you would like to talk about the Christmas movies before we move on to the end of the year tragedies over the entire podcast that we have recorded up to this date?
Let's see. We've covered all the big stuff that I can think of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And a shout out to that lady that did all those voices. Yeah. I forget her name. June Foray, maybe. I think that was her name. All right. So there you have it. There's our Christmas wrap up. Now we are heading into something that is going to be ridiculous. We are going to try to attempt to do out of every podcast we have done so far, the Tragedy Awards. And this is going to get very interesting really quick.
Yeah.
So, Terrence, I'm throwing it to you first. What do you think was your favorite overall episode or the best overall episode that we've ever done?
I would say I want to go. I want to go with. Oh man, that is a difficult one because I'm trying to remember and like something will pop in my head and I'm like, oh wait, no, maybe this one, maybe this one. I'm trying. What was our turning point episode?
Godfather.
Was it Godfather? Because then we had a little bit of everything in that episode. You know, we had us, we had you bringing somebody in to talk about
Samuel Farrell.
We had interviews from some of the directors, some of the actors, and it was just fun. It's a good movie, and it was fun to record. So I want to say that one. Without thinking too much.
Would that be the overall best one we've done, or your personal favorite? There's two.
I would say overall, just because it had a little bit of everything. Like it was the perfect mix of everything. It wasn't too much of one thing or too much of another. Obviously, the numbers say different, which we should cover. Why not? But that would okay. So yeah, that would be the best one I think we've done. Now, my personal favorite that we've done was I want to give it to, and this is just based off the fact that like it brought me to a movie that I highly enjoyed and I would have not watched otherwise had it not been for this podcast, and that was 12 Angry Men.
Fantastic movie.
I absolutely love that movie.
I told you would enjoy it.
I would have not watched it I would have not even known about it had it not been for this podcast, or maybe down the line Eric might have brought it up.
Right.
But
I remember this was one of the ones when we sat down to talk when we were at the Chicago's Pizza.
Yeah.
And I brought it up to you and Eric. You know, we was talking about and Eric got really excited. He was like, "Whoa!" And Eric's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
And then I'll also give a shout out to Star Trek First Contact, because once again that's another one that I highly enjoyed, and it got me to watch the series.
And that was an international listener that came on, Patricia, from Australia, and her son hijacked the episode. Remember at the beginning for the interview? That was fantastic too. So yeah, the overall episode, I'm going to give it to the probably the Halloween episodes, the Universal Monsters.
Oh yeah,
I think we just had such a fun time because you had not seen a lot of those.
Oh yeah,
and just to see your excitement over the Mummy, you just came in that day and you was just
it was so
hyped.
Good.
You was hyped. But the one thing about them is they all just ended abruptly. They're just like. The Mummy's turning to dust at the end. That's how it was. And you see the little airplane flying around the Universal logo. But my personal favorite is probably Psycho. The second episode we ever did, because that was the one where I first introduced the trailers at the beginning of the episodes.
That's right, yeah.
And I think that was a monumental turning point. Yeah, I thought that was. And it started off with Alfred Hitchcock saying, "What sure we about to witness?" And I just thought it was cool to hear the Alfred Hitchcock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Who gave the best performance, the tragedy for the best performance in all the movie that we did? Ooh. This is where it's going to start getting rough.
That is. Because, most of the movies we went over are on the top 100 movies you need to watch. And obviously there's just amazing actors. And I want to go... I almost want to go with Val Kilmer in Tombstone, man.
But would you say he was more of a supporting character?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to go main, but we'll do the
supporting. We'll do the supporting one first. Okay. So since you said Val Kilmer,
I was just gonna say, because even though he's a supporting, like any scene he was in, he hijacked and was absolutely become the center point of like everybody's attention. And when people talk about Tombstone, it's always quoting him and it's always talking about him. So even though he wasn't the main character, he stole the show. Right.
He's also a supporting character in Willow.
He is. Yeah.
So
he showed up in two of the movies.
Right.
I think the actor, and I have to bring it up because he was, in so many things that we've covered and brought up, especially in the Halloween episodes, and that's obviously Boris Karloff. He was in a good majority of the things that we've gone through, and so.
Right. So. For my supporting character, you're going to call me crazy, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm going to go with Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can definitely see
because I think he did an outstanding job in that. The performance he gave, because that's one of them shows that I've seen bits and pieces, but this is the first time I sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
And, man, he was a man's man. You know what I mean? And I think he was really set there. So now we're going to go for the overall best performance in a lead role.
In a lead role. Okay.
I mean, Marlon Brando, The Godfather.
I know.
I mean,
that's
a rough one.
Oh, it is.
I know Samuel will be like, yes, it's. But for me, there's two. Well, one of them would probably be Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Okay.
Because when I was a kid, Superman's always been my favorite superhero. And to actually see him portrayed on the screen, because I was too young to see the George Reeves Superman.
Yeah.
And, you run around with a towel or your blanket wrapped around your neck, thinking you could fly.
Right.
Superman for sentimental reasons, but probably Gene Hackman for Hoosiers, the basketball story. I just think he gave an overall outstanding performance in that.
I kind of want to go with Anthony Perkins.
Psycho?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Because oh, man.
Well, and then you start talking about, what about Vivian Leigh and them from Gone with the Wind?
Yeah.
And Clark Gable. I mean, I think this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
It's insanely hard. And we can even branch it off and go. So we went Best Actor, so let's go Best Actress.
That's got to be Bette Davis for Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. But you haven't seen. But she's
exactly, yeah.
The creep factor.
I will say, just based off of the trailer and based off the song,
yeah,
I could agree. I guess my own pick would be for Best Actress. Man, there's just a handful of them. I'm just like, as I'm thinking, I'm sitting here
and then another one
scrolling. And then I'll be like, okay, yeah, nope, that's also really good. Oh, wait, nope, that was also really good.
I know you want to give it to The Breakfast. I mean, what about Judy Garland for Wizard of Oz?
That was actually my first thought.
Right.
It was like, okay, Judy Garland. I mean, amazing actress, and let's kick off our whole series.
I think an honorable mention for Yul Brynner. Remember from Magnificent Seven? I think you got to throw him in there, not as actress, but I mean as actor. Just the stuff that they went through.
I'll go ahead and give it to Julie Garland.
All right, what about your best musical score?
Best musical score.
This is good. I mean, you got the Back to the Future. You got Superman.
Man,
you got Wizard of Oz.
Trek. You got Wizard of Oz.
Psycho.
Man, there's just. I'm gonna just give it to John Williams.
Did you see he just got nominated for like the 57th Oscar or Emmy or whatever it is?
And it's well deserved because John Williams.
Yeah, I was like, there's. I mean, you got the Gone with the Wind score. You've got all these. I mean, they're all.
Oh yeah.
The music sets some of these movies. Like what was it? I think it was Psycho. That they said they first showed the movie without the score, and they're like, yeah. But then you added the score, and then it just changed the movie.
And just to touch on scores and a small little tangent, I mean, there's so many parts of a movie that if one thing isn't cohesive with the rest of it, it can really make or break a movie. And music is definitely one of those things. Like one of the big acting and the filming is the easiest part of making a film. And then the two biggest things that'll make or break, you can act your heart out and you can have the best actors and the best script, but if you have bad editing and if you have a bad score, it'll break your movie.
Right.
Absolutely. So all these scores are a majority of the movies we've covered. Just amazing scores that really set the tone and set the pace for a lot of these movies.
So the best cinematography?
Oof. Okay.
How to frying pan into the fire.
Oh man, there was. Trying to remember what movie it was. There was one movie in particular that did a lot of Halloween. Had really good cinematography. There was a lot of unique things that they tried that was new.
And I'm going to go a totally different direction with this. I'm going to say The Prince of Egypt.
Okay.
Just when we had Natalie Knight on. And sitting back and watching it again with all the colors, the vibrant colors.
Well, let's go with.
They also did a lot of CGI and stuff like that.
Let's put that in a separate category of let's put that for best animation.
Okay, well then I'm going to go with the Phantom of the Opera from or Gone with the Wind.
Animation, not
not animation.
okay,
the
you said
cinematography,
yes,
right? I'll go
cinematography.
with Gone with
Gotcha.
the Wind
Okay.
because
Yep.
when she's sitting there and the fields are burning or whatever, she's standing on top of that mountain, or hill, or whatever it is. So I'll give it to that. And then for the animation, I'll either give it to The Princess Bride or what's the name of it? Hang on, it's slipping my mind. Let me scroll right
Animation for Princess Bride.
here. No, animation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Best anime. Or are we still on? Because I had mentioned it.
No, this will be animation.
Okay, yeah.
Why would
now
you?
we're-
Princess Bride's not
I
animation.
thought you said Princess Bride.
It's not animation. No, the Prince of Egypt.
Oh, Prince of Egypt.
Man, Terrence.
I was like, why do you say Princess Bride?
No.
Prince of Egypt.
Oh, here it
Gotcha.
is. So I'll either go for animation. I'll either go with the Prince of Egypt or Watership Down
Oh yeah.
because that did a lot of crazy stuff in it too.
Watership Down was amazing. Yeah, I'll go with Watership Down. That animation was it was great.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so let's see. So what do you think was the most impactful moment out of all those that we have done?
That, it's funny because I'm like, that was a tough question, but we got through it. Shouldn't get any more tough. And then a tougher question pops up, and that one's extremely tough because, obviously each of these movies have their own climactic, impactful moment, and do you have one in mind? Because I gotta think about that one.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to say, man, it's. I'll give you. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a shock moment, and then I'll give you an impactful moment. The shock moment for me was The Sixth Sense, the ending of The Sixth Sense,
Okay.
the movie. When you actually, spoiler alert coming up, when you actually find out that he is dead, and on a second watch through, because I watched like the DVD commentary and all that,
Absolutely, yeah.
the color red in that movie, it gives it away.
It does.
You just don't know
Yeah.
that before you watch it. But the most impactful moment, you got anything?
Okay, so
Okay, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
When in The Godfather, when his boy ends up getting killed or whatever,
Yeah.
and just to see he goes and he meets with all the head lords of the gang. He's like, look, this
Yep.
has got to stop. He's like, we're killing each other. He goes and pleads with them. I think that was a really impactful scene.
I want to. Okay, so most impactful. I want to go with. I want to go with 12 Angry Men, and it's hard to pick one because there are many.
That whole movie's impactful.
Because almost every sort of beat of that movie were. I forget the actor, but when what's his face is going through, and he's like, let's just think about this, and then they do, and each time he changes somebody's mind,
Right.
Just be like, okay, let me actually think about this. And I guess the most impactful was when he changes the last guy's mind,
right.
because obviously he was the most stern,
well,
like,
if
he
you
did
remember,
it.
because he had that animosity between him and his son.
Yep.
Remember,
And then that would be the impactful moment there when he's what was it? He was looking at a picture of his son.
it was
right?
something in his wallet,
Or
remember, and
something,
he
yeah.
rips it up or whatever and throws it on
and
the
then,
table.
And then he had that real emotional moment. So yeah, that's where I'm going to go with impactful. As far as most surprising, I think I might go left field with surprising, and just go with the Batman and the Batman movie.
Because you really enjoyed it, didn't you? You were shocked about how much you enjoyed the bat shark repay piling up in the helicopter.
And like the surprise factor of it, and once again, this movie's full of it, is just like I didn't expect all the crazy kookiness that happened.
It's
They're
so
like,
good,
oh, I'm
though.
gonna dehydrate the minion. Like, what?
The United Nations.
It's so ridiculous, but amazing and like the silliest.
But you have
way.
all those cast in there with Joker, Cesar Romero, and
Yeah.
all of them. I mean, Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. They just all work so well together. Fantastic. And last but not least, who is getting the worst podcast we've done?
the worst.
That's got to be The Breakfast Club for me. I just hated it so much.
Yeah, I would agree, just because that was probably the one movie we've done where we were both like.
I remember you said you was on the bus riding it or watching it. You remember you were just like,
Yeah. It was a mixture of like I watched a little at home and then I watched a little on the bus.
just trying to get through it.
Yeah, and I wanted to like it because I know so many people do.
Right.
And it's still fun to see the references of it, but the actual movie itself, I guess since we were so like put off by it, and we just weren't. I remember we did 2 episodes that day. And we were like, are we going to do X or X? Or, and one of them was Breakfast Club. And we're like, let's just get Breakfast Club out of the way.
And that just really put a damper on the rest of the day. Everybody's just like, this is terrible. You're like, we got to do this, but we didn't want to do it, but we said we were going to do it because we said we were going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just terrible. So, any other tragedies you'd like to pass out?
Okay, let's. This is going to be an interesting one. So I'm going to go with what movies had you wish we covered right now that we're definitely going to cover in the future, but you just like, wow, we didn't do that this year, so let's try to get it next
well, the
year.
first one
so
that comes
let's
to
give like top 3.
The first one that comes to my mind, because it's #1 chart on almost anything, is Citizen Kane.
Yep.
Because I want to watch that because I've never seen it. I've only started it like 4 times and I just can't get through it. But it's won so many awards and it's #1 for a reason. I just got to dive in there and find out why it's #1 if I can make it that
I will
far.
say what's hilarious is if we did cover that last year, that definitely would have easily been the #1 cinematography. Right. Spoiler alert for this year. So mine would be. I did say top 3, so
yeah, no, just go ahead and bounce
more.
one off me.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with The Warriors. So I love that movie.
There's I already know because I've already got some notes done, but I know there's a couple of movies coming up that people are going to be mad because I just didn't like them. Because I watched them again. I was like, I watched them once, and then I watched them again just to say maybe I was just in a bad mood that day, and maybe this and
it happens.
Even though the actors and one of them we may be covering next week, even though the actors in it are phenomenal actors, it's just there's just something that doesn't hold up. I don't know if that's the. And I'll give you one right now, but I know I'll wait till we cover it because I know people are like, oh, he doesn't like that either. But I'll go ahead and tell you what we're doing next week. It's The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yes.
I went back and watched it again because I watched it and I was like, I'm
gonna do that over the weekend.
And I watched it again and I was just like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really stands out in it. I mean, I love Morgan Freeman to pieces. I love him in. I'll tell you my second one I want to do, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And I'll give you my third one, The Never-Ending Story. I think Tim Mullins is going to come on as a special guest and discuss The Never-Ending Story with us. But
I have to rewatch that one.
Right. But I'm just saying there's so many movies out there that people have become personal favorites, whether it's through circumstances or maybe it's a family thing where you sit down. Maybe it's the last movie you watched with your dad before he died. Sorry. I mean.
No, I get you.
You do understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. Okay, because I've had that happen before, and I guess nothing comes to mind at the moment, but I've had that movie where like I just have fond memories of it, and I'm like, man, I love that movie, and then I go back and watch it, and I'm like, I should have. Sometimes I don't watch a movie because I'm like, let me just leave it in the past. I know I enjoyed it, and I don't want the potential to ruin that memory. Because like sometimes you'll go back watch a movie, and you're like, this isn't as good as I remember, and it was just okay. Or even worse, you rewatch it and you're like, this is bad. What was I thinking?
Right.
Like, wow. I know one movie that was definitely that for me, and this is cheesy, but when I was younger and I first watched Tokyo Drift, I was like, wow, that was cool. And then it's funny because there wasn't even a large gap between first watching it and being like, this is amazing, and then like a couple years later, maybe if even that, like watching it again and being like, this movie is bad. Like, and so many people disagrey, but I will say it right now, Tokyo Drift was terrible.
Right.
It was bad.
And that's the thing, I think they get so wrapped up into making that money because the first one was really good. Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the second was okay, and then
even just looking at it,
and then you start going to Tokyo Drift. It's just
car action movie. Like it's a bad movie. Like even looking at it on the surface level of things, because I can say I enjoyed the first two, but like Tokyo Drift is just bad. Like wow.
All right, so
that was a movie that
I have given my 3 movies.
Yes,
you
so
have given us Warriors.
I will also say. And this is one where I'm willing to rewatch it to see if it was as good as I remember. Because this is one I enjoyed when I was younger,
and I want to cover it because I want to watch it again and give myself an
you
excuse to watch
can
it.
watch it without
Of course,
covering it.
no, but I want to. I want to do this for the podcast. The Outsiders. So I love the book.
Oh no!
And I really like the movie.
Yeah, at least you think you like the movie, right?
Exactly. So that's one I want to go back and because I've reread that book several times. Love the book. I've watched the movie a handful of times. My copy's still back at home, so I'm gonna like either get that sent back to me or get it again. But I enjoyed that movie. So I'd like to do that. And my third movie, I'm gonna go ahead and go with. Why am I blanking on the name?
Who's in it? Give me an actor.
It's Bruce Leroy, The Last Dragon. There we go.
Yeah.
I really.
And
want to
somebody
do The
had
Last Dragon.
suggested. I think it was Marcus Clark. He wanted us to cover that movie, so I have it on the list.
And then all Mel Brooks films.
You have to. I don't think we covered one this
We
year.
haven't. We need to. Yeah.
Man,
You're gonna have to put that
our
somewhere
last.
high
Well, I
on
know we
our
have it
list,
this
yeah.
year. Something else that me and Terrence have been discussing is we would like to add a television show where we cover it episode by episode. We know it's going to be daunting, and it's not going to be an every week thing. It's just going to be, hey, when we got a little few extra times, and they're not going to be very long. They might be 15 minutes, if that. But I think we're going to start out with, because it is on Netflix and so readily available, is I think we're going to discuss the original Twilight Zone. Most of those can be watched within a half hour, 45 minutes. And like I was telling Terrence before we started recording, there is one I watched the other day, I think it was in season 3, that I loved, and I had never seen it before. And I think it'll just add a different format to the podcast. And we're no way becoming a Twilight Zone. We will still be we're not becoming a Twilight Zone podcast. We're just going to add that because we're still keep our regular schedule.
And it's something that we've both watched and enjoyed.
Right, and we both have never seen them all the way through.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it'd be a fun discussion on the Facebook group when we say season 1, episode 1, that we can all have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
And because...
And then even from a production standpoint...
The stuff that Rod Sterling did with that, I mean, the things stick in my mind.
Absolutely.
Just because of the twist and everything that he put on them, and it's such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So...
and even from a production standpoint, it allows us to, if... things do somehow become chaotic or something happens, hey, that's a little quick episode we can, punch out. And at the very least, if we don't have a main episode, there's the Twilight episode. Right. So there's many benefits to and fun things about doing that.
Right. So we're going to start off with the Twilight Zone. I looked up, there's 5 seasons, and I didn't know that. I thought there was only 3.
Oh, geez.
And there's 167 episodes. And I was like, whoa. So we're going to start with season 1.
Yeah.
Obviously. We'll see how it goes after season 1. If you like it, if you don't like it. I've always enjoyed them.
Absolutely.
And even if you don't like them, we might still do them anyway. So I know there's a lot of Twilight Zone fans, and just the stuff that they did, I think, and there's a lot of actors that came through there. I'm talking William Shatner. I watched one the other day that had Roscoe Pico train on it from The Dukes of Hazzard, James Best.
It's funny, this is how my comparison. So, like, Twilight Zone was to the U.S. what Doctor Who was to Britain.
Oh, exactly.
Like every actor who's worth a salt was in Doctor Who eventually, right? And that's the same thing with Twilight Zone. There's a lot of star actors that at the time who popped into the Twilight Zone.
Right. Doctor Who is so fantastic. I remember as a kid watching one of the Doctors, and you go to try to buy those or find them today, they've got them broken down so crazy. Like, this is season 6, part 14 or something. And I'm like, I just wish there would be like an anthology of like, here's the first Doctor, episode 1, and just all the way through, so that way you could watch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because I started watching the very first season of Doctor Who. And it is crazy.
Yeah,
it is really crazy. But it has that Twilight Zone feel to it.
But it's crazy.
Right.
But it's rough.
But it has that Twilight Zone feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. I agree.
So
I agree.
we tossed around maybe Lost, the TV show Lost.
Yep.
We tossed around Battlestar Galactica. What was the other one we tossed around? There was something else.
Ooh,
just some different stuff. And
Here's something out of the blue that I'm going to mention. We're
going to go ahead and just go into a real talk right now. I mean, might as well.
So one thing.
So you get a little bit longer episode than what we planned on.
I think one thing to look forward to this coming year. We can just talk about like things to look forward to that we're both thinking about.
Because we have 2020 vision.
So for 2020, things that you can definitely look forward to is I'll get the big ones out of the way that we've been talking about forever, and then we're gonna get to them. Star Wars.
That will be our 1 year anniversary.
Yep.
April 9th, I do believe, was when we did our first podcast.
And then B, both. I know we both absolutely love this series, The Smithereens, Lord of the Rings. We're gonna do it.
I hope we can. I mean, there's just so much stuff. The cinematography in that and the acting.
And I will say, there's no way we're going to cover everything because, like, just
we will.
Each DVD alone has like, here's 4 hours of extra content about this.
But it's
movie.
so good.
It is. I've burned through all the when I was younger, we got the special edition, like the DVDs that
The
look
ones
like
right
books.
there on the shelf.
Those,
See
yes.
As he looks over there at my
and
Gandalf and Arwen and Goblet.
Right? And so each one has like there's the movie disc, and then there's like 3 discs of extra features, and I've watched every disc.
And the thing, you go to I went to the theater to watch them, right? And you watch them, and you're just like, oh, and then you get the extended versions, and it's like a totally different movie. And you're just like, why did they cut this out?
Is.
Because you'd be sitting in the movie theater for half a day watching this stuff,
right?
And I'm going to go on record for saying this: Lord of the Rings, fantastic. Hobbit, not so much.
I still haven't watched it just because
You don't want to be disappointed.
that too.
It's got some moments. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, even without anybody telling me anything, like I saw the previews, and even as far as the books, I've personally never read I read the trilogy, right? But I didn't read The Hobbit. I didn't read, and there's like one other book that delve into like the past.
The Silmarillion.
Yeah, there you go. The Silmarillion. I didn't read the Silmarillion. I didn't read The Hobbit. I just read everything
Lord of the
after.
Rings.
Yeah, exactly. So there was no sort of pull to want to watch it like it when, because I read the first book when it came out. And I was like, oh, I read that book, and I'm getting ready to read the next 2, and this is going to be amazing. And so I was super excited, didn't disappoint, loved the books, loved the movies. And then Hobbit came out, and then I saw the trailers, and I was like, eh. And then I saw the heavy CGI. I was like, eh.
But speaking of that, they are going to release a TV show of it.
I did see, yeah.
And I can't wait for The Wheel of Time. I think that is going to be fantastic. As if you look up there on my top shelf, I have all the hardbacks of it. So
here's what I'm interested. HBO was it HBO? I think it's HBO. They're doing the gold. It looked like they named it something different, but it looked like they were doing the Golden Compass series.
yeah.
And I
was
know
it
the
Amazon Prime?
movies it might be Amazon. I know
The movie was terrible.
The movie did not do the books justice at all.
And I'll tell you, another book that didn't do the movie justice, Aragon.
Oh, that was
so disappointing.
I
mean, I enjoyed the movie for what it was, but it was nothing.
I think it's a gut punch to any book reader. It really was. And here's another one that I really wanted to enjoy that just didn't. Some parts were great, but a lot of it was just like, eh. And that was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved that series, The Smithereens, and then the movie was just subpar.
Right. So, Terrence, tell me, have you watched any movies lately? Since we're doing a real talk, you watched anything?
Let's see. So the last couple movies that me and my wife have watched, that each one was just wow. I'll start with one that really kind of started this streak of like we're on a pretty good streak of watching good movies. Interstellar.
You had never seen that before?
I've never seen Interstellar. No.
That ending's crazy.
Oh man,
we're not going to say anything because in case we cover it. But that ending, if you haven't watched Interstellar, it's crazy.
It was so good. And I was like, I can't believe I let this pass me by. But that movie was amazing, and I loved how it started. And I was because I knew nothing really about it. Like,
right.
I knew it was a good movie.
Some of that is good,
and I knew who was in it. But that was it. I didn't really know anything about it, which was the perfect way to come into that movie because it starts off as almost this documentary style type of movie, and I'm like, "Where's this going?"
Right.
And then it builds up all the world building, I guess you could say, to tell you, "Oh, what's going on? Why is everybody this way?" And all this happening, blah blah blah. And then obviously it just escalates from there, and it just gets better and better as the more you watch it. We watched Gone Girl.
You never seen Gone Girl?
Man, I never seen Gone Girl either. That movie was a trip. That movie was crazy. And then we finally got around to watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's crazy too.
That was such a good movie with, of course, the bombastic Tarantino style ending. Because like we were watching it and we enjoyed it, but like it definitely is slow, and not in a bad way slow, but
Right.
it is a slow movie up until the end, and then it just goes full Tarantino. And then my wife was like, "Man, this is slow," and I'm like, "But it's Tarantino, so it's gonna happen sooner or later." And then it did. So then we watched that. All of those just aces. And then there's the last movie I watched in theaters was we both watched The Joker.
Right. And speaking of that, he did just win the Oscar or Academy Award for Best Actor. in a role.
Absolutely, yeah.
And even though, man, it's a dark movie.
It is, yeah.
But I like the fact that they gave us an origin story of a villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the first one I can ever remember. And what really struck me is something I never really thought about is society made the Joker.
Yeah.
Other human beings made the Joker. And it comes from a real
And which we've all-
mental impact from but you never really knew
like,
why.
It was spoken, but it was never like you never knew or like seen it happen. Because I believe it was in Christopher Nolan's version of Batman. One of Joker's lines is just everybody's just one bad day from becoming me.
Right.
And the Joker is a series of bad days. But yeah, no, it was definitely it was once again one of those movies with it was slow, but a good slow, and once again just a bombastic ending.
Right.
That was the payoff was absolutely worth.
But he deserved that award because he transformed himself.
Man, that
awesomely.
acting was just so good,
Spot on.
so good.
I watched The Postman with Kevin Costner. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I haven't seen The Postman.
It's like a post-apocalyptic war that's went on or whatever, and he's just he's got a donkey and he does this traveling show.
Okay.
But he ends up getting captured, and by the people that are now ruling the country or whatever,
Okay, yeah.
cities or whatever, and he ends up breaking free for that, and he ends up spending the night in this mail truck, and there's a dead body, and he just to stay warm, he puts the post thing on, and he goes through all the mail, and he starts delivering them.
Yeah.
And so they call him the Postman. It's really good. I highly recommend it if you
check it
haven't
out.
watched it. It's Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Great movie. I watched Stand By Me. This is one that I revisited and just
Okay.
didn't.
I was like, I'm trying to.
You want to see a dead body? It's okay. I like some of the actors in it, but it was just okay. And I know people are going to be mad, but wait till I give my review on it. Did you really? I watched The Exorcist for the first time in forever.
Okay, yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, which we'll be covering next week. Goodfellas. I hadn't seen that in a long time.
I did finally watch. I also finally watched It Part 2.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're kind of like when it comes to new movies. I haven't really been going to theaters, so I tend to get to things late.
I watched the Downton Abbey, the new movie, the Downton Abbey movie.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you haven't watched that series, that's a good series, and this is just a cap on that. And I think there's going to be another one. I really one that I want to cover is that Lady in the Lake. Remember that thing about the cinematography
yeah.
where you're actually playing the part in the movie?
Yeah. That's right.
So, and I also bought the Seven Faces of Dr. Lao. It's going to be right. It's going to be right up your alley. My dad said something about it, so I was like, "Well, we'll see what it is." So
Yeah.
I got to watch that. The Mandalorian. Been watching The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, of course. That was one that I was up to date on.
Now, here we go. Controversy time. Baby Yoda can be frozen in carbonite for all I care. I think the problem's going to be, I don't think they had much written out past season 1. If they did, maybe a little bit. I think now that they will go back and change their mind because they see how much of a cash cow Baby Yoda is going to turn into,
Yeah.
and they're going to drag him out. That's my own personal thought. I could be wrong. I think, but in order to further Mando, I think they need to kill him off because
I
it's
think,
somebody that he cares for, and I think that they need to just kill him off.
I think Now, I agree in the fact that I'm not crazy about Baby Yoda like everybody else is.
Right, but I mean, they got to
100%
build a
agree.
bear. You can build a Baby Yoda now. Come on.
Now here is where I disagree. I think they already had him in mind, and I think they've always had more in store for him, just based off of a lot of the little things. So, like, first of all, everybody's wondering, like, oh, what's his origin and stuff like that. And then one of the biggest tips is this, I believe, really early on in the early episodes, the scientist that was with the Empire, the old Empire dude.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, all this is spoilers at this point. So he had his emblem on his
it's
shirt.
from Camino.
It's from Camino.
Which means he could be a clone.
Absolutely. So, and why would the Empire be so interested in a clone? I think it's something that was already in the making, in the works, when Palpatine was still around, and that's
Right, when he fought Yoda at the end
exactly.
of episode 3.
So, I think there's a lot more to explore as far as the origin and why. Because I'm thoroughly convinced that he's a clone.
But that's fine. But what I'm saying is, spin that off into something else.
Yeah.
And can I just say, Mando's not a very good fighter? I mean, how many times has he gotten beat down, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
it's funny
something
'cause
else
he's had
that
his good
really,
moments, and then
something
he's had
something
those
that
moments,
really,
yeah.
really I didn't like, and I wish they would have saved it till more towards the end of this, maybe even the series finale, is when, this is going to be a spoiler, so if you haven't finished watching it, turn this off right now, but in the last episode, when IG-11 takes his helmet off, and you see his face.
Oh,
I wish the cinematographer would have been behind him, even if they took the helmet off, where you didn't see his face, where they just took it off from behind and let him do his thing, you know what I mean, and put it on. I mean, we all know who the actor is that's playing him.
Yeah.
I just think that because that's the most integral part of a Mandalorian is you can never take your helmet off, right?
Yeah. Well,
And he's like, and he
tribe.
says, he's like, I'm not allowed to take my helmet. No person can see my face. He's like, I'm not a person. You know, I'm not human.
But I think the. Like, it would have been a nice cap had they not used the ending that they did have, which
Yes.
is this new big bad evil guy coming out with the sword of the
black
Mandalorians,
saber, yeah.
the black saber. Like, you see that, and like, I can understand if you haven't seen Clone Wars. I'm sorry, Rebels.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Rebels, it might not have significance, but if you have watched Rebels, you saw that and you were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he has that."
Everybody got excited, you know.
Oh, wow.
And I do like that they're starting to incorporate a lot of their the Clone Wars and Rebels into their movies
Absolutely.
and TV shows.
Yep.
Star Wars Episode 9.
Yep.
Did you see it?
Nope.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
I still have to watch it.
I will.
Because once
give
again, I'm really behind. It's hard for me to get in theaters. And
I'll
so,
give my review without spoilers.
Yeah.
I think he did the best he could with what he was given.
That's what a lot of
That's
people
what
were
I'll
saying.
say.
That's what a lot of people were saying.
And to tie it all up, he tied it up all pretty nicely.
So I mean, the whole consensus is like looking at the whole series, because I've seen a lot of spoiler free reviews, and it's and the first part of it varies, which is like they had a good start, and then the middle was not great, and then it ended the best it could,
Right.
with the way the middle was.
There's two things I wish they would have did differently, but I'll wait till you watch it and then we
Yeah.
can talk about. We'll review that or whatever. I watched the first episode of Dracula on Netflix.
I saw that.
It's a 3-part series or movie.
Yeah.
The first one was like an hour and a half long, and this is very what's the word I'm looking for?
R-rated.
Yes, I would say. Graphic, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
But the story, the first episode is dealing with Jonathan Harker, telling his story.
Okay.
And I started episode 2, and it's Dracula telling his story to this lady.
Oh, okay.
So they're showing it from, I guess, different viewpoints or what happened in different parts
Yeah.
of the timeline. And I don't know what happened in season 3. So
Or episode 3.
or episode 3, yeah. But it's season 1, so it's going to
Yeah.
be more.
Yeah.
From what I could gather, and
So,
I
so
think,
would you say based off the 2 that you watch? Because it's on my radar, and it's
well,
on my
I
list.
only
just
watched
haven't
like the
watched
first
it yet.
5 minutes
Oh,
of
okay,
the
gotcha.
second one. That first episode, wow, that's all I can say is
All right, well, I'll check it
Wow.
out. I guess as far as like Netflix goes,
there's a little bit of a nudity where because in original Dracula lore, they could be werewolves or they could be wolves. They could transform into wolves. And he's
I
a
remember us
wolf,
talking
and
about
he's
that,
standing
yeah.
outside this convent, and he transforms back into Dracula, but he's naked. You see
Yeah.
his butt. So just forewarn. But man, that
Let's check it out.
you check it. I'm not going to say much more because I don't want to spoil it because there's so much to talk
you've
about
piqued-
right here.
Yeah, you've piqued my interest.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, very interesting. I like to see where it goes.
I did rewatch because when I watched it initially, I didn't finish it because I was in the process of moving. But I rewatched Altered Carbon. Have you seen that one?
That has been a long time ago since I have seen that.
So I will say, as because Cyberpunk, I love Cyberpunk. There's just unfortunately not a lot of media for Cyberpunk. But it's definitely not without flaws. I will say that. But being a Cyberpunk fan, the setting was great. I really I enjoyed it. It was very, very enjoyable. It was entertaining. That being said, it is a very hard R. It has everything. So just know that coming into it. But if you're a fan of like sci-fi, cyberpunk, it's great. And I like that. And this is where media and cyberpunk sometimes fails, especially with like video games, is like in a cyberpunk world, sometimes they concentrate too hard on the technology. Right. And I'm like, well, Cyberpunk does have technology, but it doesn't necessarily have to concentrate on it and being like the key focal point or like shove it in your face of like, oh yeah, there's this whole, dichotomy of I'm for technology. Oh, this is ruining our lives. Like it's in the show and it improves the plot point, but that's not the actual plot of like it's not concentrating on the technology, but it's there and you're aware it's there for sure. So in short, without spoiling or anything, if you like cyberpunk sci-fi, check it out.
Did you ever check out any of the new Twilight Zones, the Jordan Peele Twilight Zones?
I've been meaning to because
I
I'm a
watched the
huge
first
fan
two
of Jordan
episodes. They're
Peele.
really good.
I'm a huge fan of Jordan Peele. I think he's an amazing director. I can't wait to see what he does in the future. And I've been meaning to watch those, but I've been watching so many other things.
Not bad. Is there any other Netflix shows you've been watching or anything?
That was actually it for Netflix.
The Witcher?
Jump in and out. Oh, I did watch The Witcher.
Right.
So here's my... first of all, I loved it. So you don't think I'm like... I have read some of the books, because there are a lot of books. And they're not necessarily easy to navigate when you're trying to figure out how to read the books and which order to read them in. But I have read some of the books, and I have played all 3 games, which most people have played the third one, which is understandable. But like, if I understand also why a lot of people didn't play the first one. If you're not huge into like the really clunky RPGs, which is like, oh yeah, here's a million different HUD screens and menus and just all this like extra, then I can see how it can not appeal to a lot of people. But that being said, we're talking about the show. Read some of the books, played the games, and then I finally watched the series, and I thought it was great. And even hearing a lot of people who haven't dove into either enjoyed it, which was also awesome to hear, to get them to want to either check out the games or read the books. Now, I will say the show does concentrate on the books, where the games changed a lot of things to make it a game.
Right.
And it does tell the one big critique that a lot of people had, and it's a light spoiler, but that's the telling the story that's multiple times. Like, oh, this is happening earlier in this timeline, and this is happening later in this timeline, and that'll all happen in the same episode, and then you really don't know what's what until you get to the end. A lot of people thought that was messy. I do kind of agree. At the same time, it does do well in telling a lot of the backstory of a lot of these characters and building up everything so you understand the world. You understand, for the most part, you understand what drives these characters, the story, what's going on in the world, to finally bring it all together in the very end, and then set you up for season 2, which will then move on to the rest of the story. I thought the casting was great.
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks great.
Henry Cavill did great. I was very skeptical when they first
looks
casted
good.
him, and I was like, I won't critique it too hard until I see it, because I do like Henry Cavill as an actor. One of my favorite movies that I've seen him in was A Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think he did amazing in that movie,
Superman.
and Superman, of course. But for me, my top is A Man from U.N.C.L.E.
All right, here you go. Did you see the Morbius trailer?
I did, yeah. I posted it, yeah.
That guy, I posted it to the group, man. That guy he looks good. It's Jared Leto that played the Joker.
Yep.
Or not the Joker. Yes, the Joker from Suicide Squad. He looks ridiculous. And then the other one, did you see who they cast as Two-Face for the new Batman movie?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Oh, maybe I did.
Colin Farrell.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think he might be all right.
No, I can definitely see it. Now, I'm trying to think of something I've
Wait a
seen.
minute, was he
him
Two-Face
recently.
or was he the Penguin?
Colin Farrell was the Penguin, and Two-Face was
Hang on,
someone
let me
else.
look this up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Colin Farrell was the Penguin. Because
Penguin,
Two-Face,
yeah, he's the Penguin.
Two-Face is going to be... who was going to be Two-Face?
I know they've already said, haven't they?
They have. I got a brain fart, man.
Let's see. Matthew McConaughey.
That's
It's
right.
Two-Face.
It's Two-Face.
Yeah, this cast.
So I'm excited to...
I really like
I'm
the
also
Penguin in the
excited
Gotham.
to- Oh, yeah. Yeah. Penguin in Gotham is amazing.
I wish he could have played it. I wish, just for once, indulge the fans, and just have the people that play the TV show version play them in the movie.
Speaking of which, I'm going to switch over comic universes here. It might still be hearsay, but I haven't seen. I guess I haven't seen on any official sources, but I've seen a lot of rumors in hearsay that they're bringing the Punisher from the series into the movie, into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The actual guy?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're going to bring the actor and the character into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I wish they would do that with
I
Daredevil, too, because that guy did a good job, too.
Absolutely.
But I don't think they will. Because I think sometimes that they go for bigger names to draw bigger... Like these two, Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell, cast them.
Yeah.
I think it's going for more money because they're big name actors that have been in stuff. But what do I know? I'm just a little...
But yeah, I'm excited to see what DC brings. Hopefully, improving as they go along, because they've definitely had a rocky start.
Is there any movies that are coming out this year that you think are going to be good?
I am excited to see.
Is it The Matrix 4 this year?
I think
Or
so.
is it next year?
I'm not sure.
And is it Avatar this year? Or is it next year? He's coming out with like 3 or 4 in a row.
Here's a huge, absolutely giant shocker. I still haven't seen Avatar, and it's been on my dang list forever.
Terrence.
I know.
I just watched that again. Because they're coming out. I figured I might as well go ahead and watch this.
And I will finally see it because of it.
It's not bad. I mean, it's okay.
But what's the newest DC with is it Birds of Prey? No,
The
it's not
Harley,
Birds of
the
Prey.
Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty excited to see that.
It's
I
gonna be
remember seeing a
interesting.
trailer when we went to go see Joker, and I'm like, all right, this.
It comes out next month.
If
on
it's
Valentine's
as
Day.
good as the trailer, and I'm hoping it is, I'll have fun watching it. But I have been fooled before because the trailer for Suicide Squad was also great, and that I did not enjoy so much.
I thought it was okay. She's the perfect Harley Quinn.
Here's the thing.
Perfect cast.
I don't
Harley
remember
Quinn.
if I've said it before, but the casting was on point. It was A+ casting. Whoever wrote it.
The
that's
story
where my
was a little weak,
the-
but I thought they all looked fantastic.
The problem I had was absolutely with the writing, because I've always enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I've enjoyed sort of what it represented, which was they're not heroes at all.
Right.
It's just this ragtag group of criminals that Amanda Waller puppets
Puts together to get
puts together to either do the bidding of the government, which isn't always good,
Or blow your neck.
or for her own personal interest, which makes her an interesting character in herself. But when they wrote the story, we're like, oh, they're taking on this cataclysmic villain, and I'm like, this isn't Suicide Squad job. This is Justice League job, or
Right.
this is like not even Justice League, just like this is a Superman job, or this is like
Batman.
a Batman
Right.
job. Like this is not a Suicide Squad job.
I wish they would just do a Nightfall and get it over with. Just have Bane where he breaks them all out of prison.
Oh yeah.
And where Batman has to work all night trying to stop it. He's telling Robin, go home, and Batman just pushes himself to the limit, and then Bane breaks his back. And then you get Azrael taking over the mantle. But we'll never get that because they don't like to give the fans what they want. Speaking of that, did you see that Thundercats cartoon that I posted?
I did.
David Martin's going to be really upset because he's a big fan of Thunder. I wish we could get a live action of that.
That would be fun.
I heard the live action of He-Man's already started shooting, but I don't know.
That would be fun too. And here's where I lie with the Thundercats. I know there's a lot of negative, especially from the older crowd. But I also think
Dave, he called us old.
I also I look at it because me myself, being younger than you guys, but also old enough to remember the Thundercats, right? I understand, the whole change in animation and everything, and it's very unappealing to the older crowd. But I also do know that type of animation really speaks to the current kid generation.
It's kind of got like that Dexter's Laboratory feel look into it.
It does. It's kind of like this bubbly look that like a lot of cartoons have nowadays, but it's received very well, with kids.
But I understand that. But if you're going to give us that, at least start with a movie to bring
that's
more,
true too.
You know what I mean? So you get the old people interested. Us older people.
Yeah.
The young people, you can bring them in with the cartoon. You know what I mean? And then those that just don't care.
You know what I wish they did? Was
a better G.I. Joe movie? We all do. I heard there's going to be a Snake Eyes spinoff.
That would be
a solo
great.
movie. I would love it.
I bad or good, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
To be honest. But I wish they kind of did with what Samurai Jack did. So Samurai Jack was something that I grew up with, and then
that Netflix that they redid.
Yeah, so knowing that, the animators came back and they were like, we're going to continue it because we never finished the story, and we know that everybody who watched it is older now, so we're going to make it for that generation. And they did, and they did a great job. Oh, man, I loved it. Because, obviously it was much more mature than its predecessor, and so I kind of wish they would do that with cartoons sometimes. Is like, I understand they want to make cartoons for kids and stuff like that, but I also do wish they would take a cartoon that like some of us grew up with and then make it, more mature to appeal to the same crowd that grew up with it, just like Samurai Jack did. Because that would be cool to see Thundercats, but more mature.
But don't ruin it. You know what I mean? Like G.I. Joe, or something. Hey, have you ever noticed that like we'll go with like cheesy sitcoms like The Brady Bunch, Addams Family, all these shows that were on TV, and then they get them to the movies and they just turn them straight garbage. Like The Brady Bunch comedy. Dukes of Hazzard's another one.
Yeah,
that was
I
terrible.
did enjoy Addams
The
Family.
A-Team.
I enjoyed
it was
Addams
okay.
Family.
A-Team was okay. But do you see what I'm saying?
No, I completely understand what
the
you're
movie
saying.
was okay. I'm talking about. It's still cheesy, but at least
course.
they kept its kookiness. You know what I mean? Well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. We went a little bit longer than we intended.
But let's do one last thing. Let's do one last
here goes
thing.
another 40 minutes. No.
I want you to pull up, and it's still January, so it's still early, but let's call it the end of the year numbers. Like our number one episode currently.
Is The Wizard of Oz, I do believe.
Still? Okay. Well, we'll see this right now at this point, just to see where our numbers are at the end, more or less at the end of 2019. So by the end of 2020, we can see if there's any changes, see what happens.
That means you're going to have to talk for a second.
Oh, yeah, no, it's completely fine. And then from you guys, all of our viewers. Listeners, that's right. Sometimes, yeah.
I'm thinking about we should just record this live on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube, and then just have this open.
Oh, man, that'd be terrible. Then everybody would get to see the bags under my eyes and how red my eyes are from
how
coming
you're falling
in from
asleep.
up there. Yeah, exactly. I can do that on a podcast. I can just kind of like close my eyes sometimes. I wouldn't be able to do that if we did video. But,
all right, Terrence, you want to know the numbers.
Let's do it. Yeah, numbers.
So for
I'll just say what I was going to say at the wrap up.
Yeah. We're at 7.99K all time.
Yeah.
On the regular, and then we got 542 on Spotify.
Legit.
So over 8,000.
Yeah.
So here we go. Are you ready? I'll give you the top 5 episodes of all time so far. Number 1, The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, so still
2,
coming at number 1.
Star Trek First Contact.
Ooh.
3 was Psycho.
Okay.
4, Gone with the Wind, Part 1.
Huh.
And the 5th one is, let me double check. The 5th one is A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
So there you have it. And the leading countries, if you will.
Yeah.
As soon as it loads, I'll tell you. I know USA is number 1.
Yeah, obviously.
We're number 1. No, that's just because me and Terrence listened to them. No. There's your two listeners.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I looked at this. So, anything else you want to say? Where can they reach us at?
Yeah, you can definitely reach us at tragedyofcinema@gmail.com. The Tragedy of Cinema at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook.
The Tragedy of Cinema podcast group.
Exactly. You can find us on Patreon, The Tragedy of Cinema, to which we'll give you access to Real Talk episodes, which we will record more, we promise.
Well, we're still going to do the
and then
talk
we're still
along.
going to do it, a watch along.
We need to do. We'll do that sometime. Hopefully next week. Okay, here we go.
These are all things we want to do in 2020.
I'll give you the top 5 for the countries. United States coming in at number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, our friends down yonder in Australia. Good day, mates. Number 3 is the United Kingdom. Number 4 is Belgium. And number 5 is Spain.
Wow.
And number 6, our brothers up north, Canada. So there you have it.
Oh, man, you're supposed to be... Canada should be way up there.
So there you have it. We're looking at doing some more Facebook Live stuff. What I would really like to do is there's a theater not too far from us that's a little theater, and it shows older movies. And I'd really love to do like a live podcast and watch the movie with the audience. How fun would that be? But I think you have to rent out the whole thing, and I just don't think financially that's going to be liable.
Feasible.
But it would be so fun. I do have
Should
somebody,
we ever get to a point where
I do
our
have somebody.
Patreon
We are
explodes?
really close on our merchandise.
Oh, yeah, that's
I had
right.
To, I had to get a hold of Natalie to give us a bigger size.
Yeah.
Because the one she sent us, if we put it on a sweatshirt, it was just going to be a little box. So she sent me a bigger one that's going to cover like the whole thing for like
That'd be
sweatshirts
cool.
and coffee mugs and all that stuff. So we're working on that. I'm hoping to get that out soon. So Jesse, you're on the clock.
We're also looking into bringing more guests.
Yeah, if you would like to be a guest, come on in.
Definitely excited to get Kyle back in here.
Some of you are friends with me from a long time. Have me on Facebook, or you can just send it to the podcast group. Just say, hey, I'd like to be on, or email us and give me the show you'd like to talk about, or the movie. I know Natasha that sent me that. We are going to be doing The Little Mermaid, the movie, so the cartoon. So that's one of her favorites. That, she likes Jurassic Park. So we're going to be doing both of those. Another movie I'd like to see us do this year is Gladiator.
Oh, yes.
I think, because are we not entertained?
Right? I know we're going to do sometime, hopefully soon, is doing They Live with Kyle.
No, we're not doing it at all. No, I'm kidding. That is still on the docket.
list,
There is so much on the to-do list. You know, I need to get like a whiteboard over here and just put it up on the wall so we just check off what we plan to do, what we said we're doing, and do it. Well, with that being said, we got to roll. This is getting out of hand.
Had a lot of fun though.
Yeah, this has been a long time. So hopefully,
this is the 2019 wrap up.
Well, yeah, and the beginnings.
And the beginning of 2020.
So, with that being said, I think that's a wrap on this episode. And cut.